Good morning, good morning. This kitty keeps crying because it is wet and cold and rainy, and I won't let her out. I let her out earlier, and I don't want her bugging us, so good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. It is Burns. I'm your certified detox specialist, and you are at the Real Juicy Detox bouncing with us in the morning. Congratulations. Oh my gosh. This trampoline is sandy. Who put sand on my trampoline? It's got like little pebbly stuff on it. Oh my goodness. You're at the Real Juicy Detox and we are bouncing. We're getting our kidneys filtering with all of our beautiful fruit juice and live food. We're peeing in a bottle every single morning, right? And we're checking for that kidney filtration. Yes, that holy grail. I call it the holy grail of detoxification. That's what you're going for. That's what you seek. That's what you came here for. That holy grail, kidney filtration. Pee in a bottle, let it sit. Even if you don't think you see any sediment, I am here to tell you that if you have been juicing, and if you've been eating fruit, and if you've been keeping out all the acid food, and you're peeing in a bottle and you don't see filtration, I am here to tell you you've got filtration. You don't even know it. Let it sit. Let it sit for the entire day and come back, because here's what I have been finding. When I've been peeing in a jar consistently every morning for 168 days, my kidney filtration looks different. Looks different every time. Sometimes, like this past week, it's been going from looking like no filtration, completely see-through, clear, color, of course. You never want to be peeing clear. That's very dangerous, right? But I would go between that and it looking like apple cider or lemonade. Like, not lemonade, because my lemonade was different than lemonade. So like apple, thick apple juice. It will be completely cloudy. Can't see through it with your hand at the back. So it changes, it varies. But every time for the last week or so, off and on, whenever I've peed in my jar and it looks like there's no sediment, and I'm like, that's weird. There's always sediment in here. I let it sit. And when I came back to look at it, it had sediment. It was different. It didn't settle to the bottom. It's like all the sediment kind of congealed together in the middle, like this little floating like lava lamp bubble. It's cool. It wasn't super thick, but it was there. I showed it a couple days ago, or a few days ago, I think. Anyhow, good morning. How are you? It's important to get the kidneys filtering. That's why I'm talking about pee. It's not no fetish thing. It's for real. You need to understand what's going on with your body as you're doing a detox program. And I know that everybody who's tuning in live right now, hello, drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Say, yo, Burns, I'm in bed watching you, girl. I'm just laying in bed, covers up to here, and I'm just going, holy shit, she's doing it again. If that's you, awesome. I don't care if you're jumping or not. I just care that you're here, taking it in, working on becoming inspired. Because that's what it's all about, guys. It's not about perfection. It's just about becoming a little bit more inspired. All right? I know what it's like. Fuck, do I know what it's like to be the one laying in bed with my covers up to here until 12 noon. I know what that's like, to not love myself enough to do the right thing for myself, knowing full well what it would be, or at least having an idea of what it would be. I know what that's like. Hey, Amy, you're bouncing with me. Oh my God. All right, shit just got real. Somebody actually told me they're bouncing with me. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go too nuts. I'm so glad you're here, babe. I was thinking about you last night after our little group video chat room. You have been detoxing pretty hardcore, babe. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I know how hard it can feel sometimes. I know, and I'm with you, and I it's going to be over soon. The yuckiness of that, the yuckiness of that part of the detox. It's going to be over soon. Your body's just getting rid of all the stuff. You're doing it. You're doing it for the first time ever. You're truly doing it. So happy for you. Feels like I'm dying. I know, but you're not. You're not. It's the toxicity leaving your body. And it feels like you're dying because what you put into your body to do that was killing you. All of us. Right? And now you're getting it out. And now you're starting to thrive. But it feels the opposite because all the crap is coming up. I got to go get my cantaloupe juice. Hang on. Whew. Yes. My detox has been kicking my ass too. Haven't felt like I wanted to die for about a month. About a month ago, I had a really bad healing crisis. I felt like I wanted to die too, but I kept on going. Yes, it's so right. You're so welcome, honey. Good morning, Stacy. Stacy in the house. Stacy in the house. Stacy, you're doing so great, babe. So proud of you. I see your posts in the Real Juicy Detox, our group. I see your posts in the other groups. You're asking the questions. You're investigating. You're learning. You're digging deep on your detox. You're part of the community, which is beautiful. I want to thank you so much for being here, Stacy. It means the absolute world to me and everybody else. You're amazing. Carlene in the house. Yes, Carlene. What up, Carlene? And Karen. Good morning, sweet, devoted woman. Oh, thank you so much. It is a devotion. Absolutely. I feel that every single day. Because I'm telling you, if I hadn't tapped into some part of the spiritual essence of who I am, really, this is what I've done with this juicing thing. I thought I just came to lose a few pounds. Little did I know what I would be gaining from this. And one of those things is this extremely powerful understanding of my purpose. You know, when we have a really clear understanding of our purpose, because we've let our purpose find us, we haven't been struggling to go find my purpose and what should I do and what should my YouTube channel be about and what should I say? You know, when I stopped with all of that struggle of trying to find my purpose, as if the egoic version of Burns could ever have enough power on her own. That's a spiritual power that we have to tap into in order to line up with that purpose. Sunday school is starting. It's Sunday morning here, you guys, and I'm getting the sermon downloaded to me. I'm grateful. I'm just grateful that I get to have this frigging energy flow through me so easily. And you know why? Because I stopped trying. I stopped trying to find my purpose. I let my purpose find me. And it was this juicing. I mean, yes, all of the spiritual work I've done for my entire life. I remember being 15 years old, laying in bed, reading, what is that book now? I think it was called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, I think. Anyhow, it was a book on my parents' prolific book collection shelf unit in the living room. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me go read this. Ever since I remember, I've had this connection to the divine, you know? But the 9 years that I've been battling myself, I'm not battling cancer here, you guys. When I see people say fuck cancer, I'm just like, dude, that's like saying fuck you. Don't say fuck you to yourself. You put that cancer there. Cancer is just dead, damaged cells caused by the acid slew that you've been putting in your body and that I had been putting in my body my entire life since I could remember. That's all the cancer is. Stop being so afraid of it. Stop being so angry with it. Stop it. All right? Stop it. And take responsibility for the chemistry you're putting into your divine vehicle. This body, divinely granted, given to us to use, to flow the divine consciousness, which is who and what we truly are. We are not this body, but this body we've been given. It's like you're not your car. Are you your car? You're not your car. Are you your house? This beautiful physical structure you live in? No. Are you your body? No. It's just a vehicle. It's just a house that we get to use to express what? The divinity, which is us. That beautiful divine God consciousness, which is us, incarnated into this body to experience life, to have fun, to enjoy the things that cannot be enjoyed from the physical, from the spiritual realm. When you are in spirit, you cannot eat beautiful raw vegan samosas. Oh my God, did you guys see last night's class, last night's check-in? Each of these sessions that I do on Facebook and YouTube, I go 8 a.m. every single morning, including on the weekends, to do this bouncing class. And you can see I get downloaded with good shit. If you're watching this and you're not, if you're watching my noon classes and you're not watching these ones lives, you're missing out. I'm just saying, you're missing out. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. Devotion. Noon every day. Eastern Standard Time. Devotion. 8 p.m. every single day. Eastern Standard Time. Devotion. And I'm not saying this from my ego self. All right. My ego self doesn't want to do this some days. Most of the time, I'm like, I can't wait to get into class. But some days I'm like, frig, I'm having my own detox healing crisis. I don't want to get out of bed. Never mind stay upright for the rest of the classes for the day. I don't even want to get out of bed. That was me a couple days ago. But I did devotion, not my ego, devotion. Devotion to myself, because I was made aware that this information will always be flowing as long as I open myself up to it, and there will be no negative impact on my health. I was downloaded with that information. And I said, okay, I trust you. If I'm downloading information from the divine, I will go. You lead me. You use me. You take care of me. Help me take care of myself. Help me get the rest that I need. Sometimes I shut off the camera and I go straight back to bed. Not after the morning bounce because I've got too much energy, but after the morning bounce where we chat and have class for, 45 minutes to an hour. I do all my stuff in the kitchen. I do my prep work. I might write up protocols. I might have coaching calls with my beautiful one-on-one clients or texting with my beautiful one-on-one clients. So I usually keep going. But there are some days where I'm like, oh boy, okay, I'm tired. Especially my 8 p.m. classes, my night classes, when I check in with you guys at 8 p.m., there are a lot of days when I am fighting to stay awake until that class. Like, I'm like, whoo, you know? Sometimes I think I'll just go lay down for like 10 minutes, like at 7:30. And then I'm like, no, because I'm going to miss my class. I know I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to wake up at midnight and I'm going to go, shoot. Devotion that I ask to be granted and gifted every single day, because that's not an ego process either. That's not a burns in my physical being with that looks like this, that talks like this, that part of me that is separated to the dualistic side of me, the physical, who I am, ego as one part of the dual, and then the divine, right? So I'm constantly balancing and making sure that I'm taking care of the things that the ego side of me wants, because there's nothing wrong with your ego. That's part of why we came here, to experience what that's like, to experience a sense of I instead of a sense of the all, right? So my devotion flows through me because every day I allow myself to stay open to being devoted. Let's put it like that. And I love it. And because I stay open to that divine flow, you are here. If you were not getting some incredible value, you would not be here. You would not. I know you're here every single day, whether you're watching on the live, and if you are, thank you so much. And if you're watching this live on YouTube, especially so, thank you. Because I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? So that I don't ever have to charge for the work that I do here. I do this as my full-time job without asking for or as yet receiving any remuneration for my time. Monetarily, I get incredible remuneration for my time divinely in the relationship I have with you, in knowing that I'm helping you transform your life. The devotion is everything to that process. Forgot to turn off my notifications. So this is something that you can tap into. Yes, thank you, Emoji King. Emoji King is messaging me. You bad boy, stop it. Becoming supernatural, that's what this is all about, Emoji King. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Karen, feeling better and also bouncing. Oh, good. Feeling all healed up, all good for you. And Stacey says, cantaloupe. I made some yesterday. Yeah, it's really good. Let me have another sip. Good morning, Elaine. You're so welcome, Stacey. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. We'll bounce later. Watching while traveling. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Thank you. How's the lighting? Is this lighting a bit harsh? I don't know. It feels like I'm really overexposed. The last 2 days have been a hard detox for me. Hopefully today will be a little better. I hope so too, babe. Nobody likes a hard detox, but you know what I found? They don't last long. Couple of days at the most, depending, of course, on how lymphatically stagnant you are and congested. But for the most part, it passes fairly quickly. And then those periods get, that's why I like to go on the gas, gas pedal, back off, gas pedal, back off. Take the 407, take the toll route some days, right? And then back off, take the country road. Go a little bit slower on your detox. Maybe add in some veggies. Maybe do some of the beautiful raw vegan recipes that I'm doing here, because for the most part, Leave out the nuts. That's what I would say. If I'm doing something, that's why I try not to use nuts too much. But like the pizza that I made tastes delicious without the cashew cheese. So, just learn how to just give and take, because you want to be in this for the long haul, right, Kathy? You want to be in this for the long haul. So if you're having detox, same with you, Amy, like Amy did yesterday. She said she had some steamed veggies and she just had to slow down the detox a bit because it was just, it was like, it gets intense sometimes. We got a lot of shit that we're getting out of the body. Thank goodness, finally. So I hope that today is also better for you, babe. Hey, Mandy. Mandy's here. Mandy's here. Oh my God, I miss Mandy being in our lives because I'm always at a time when she's sleeping. Mandy is in Australia. How are you doing, babe? I love you so much. I'm so freaking proud of you. Tell the class, tell everybody watching, Mandy, how many days you're on now and how many did you think you would be able to, how much, how much did you set out to do? If it was less, how much are you doing? What's your goal with your juicing? I'm so proud of you. Your kidneys are filtering like a boss lady. Kidneys are filtering like crazy. You're in a groove, you're in a rhythm, you're healing your body. Tell the class how you're doing, babe. Emoji King says, awesome filtration this morning. I already bounced this morning. In for the long haul. Yes, we are in for the long haul. Yes, we're in for the long haul. We're in for the ride. Yes, Dot, you're not going outside. It's cold and it's raining. Settle down. Settle down. I should pull up a little chair here. If I pull up a chair, she'll come and sit on it and just watch. Protein causes cancer. It actually does. Run that on by everyone. Say if they don't look at you, say, oh yeah, if you tell people where it really comes from, eating all that protein and all that crap getting lodged in your body and decaying and rotting out your tissue, your tissues in your small intestine, and all of the acid hit that's left behind with the residue of it, and that causes cancer. Oh yeah, they're like, you're crazy, lady. Give me my chemotherapy. That'll fix me. Yeah, that'll fix you, all right. That'll fix you right into your coffin before your time. Cancer doesn't kill people, guys. It's the treatment of cancer and medical doctors that kill people. Oh yeah, and they know what they're doing. Most medical doctors never sign up for chemotherapy. You know why? Because they see it every single day what that shit does to the body. You can't go putting battery acid, pH level chemicals pumped into your veins. Why do you think you lose your hair? Why do you think you get nauseous? Why do you think you waste away? Why? Not from the cancer of this much of damaged cells. This much of damaged cells. Some people are going in and getting their bodies cut open and getting chemotherapy pumped through their veins. Wake the fuck up. Stop it. I'm talking to someone specific right now. Don't know if you can tell. I get a little bit like, because I have somebody, a friend of ours, whose husband has prostate cancer, and it's all fuck cancer, fuck cancer, fuck cancer. But here we're going in for our chemotherapy. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. If you can't handle my language, you're in the wrong place. The door is right over there. All right? I get intense about that shit. As a cancer survivor. Thank God. Thank God. My body has the constitution to withstand 2 open abdominal surgeries to remove cancer. Thank God. Thank God. My body, thank you. I say thank you to my body all the time. With every sip that I take, I'm saying thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Please forgive me for everything that I've done to you. I did not know. And that's what we have to do. We don't know what we don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So don't beat yourself up for suddenly, all of a sudden, having the information put in front of you, and you happen to be in a place that you could receive that information with open eyes and wake up and see what you've been doing to yourself and see what those doctors have been doing to us, and stop saying, no more. I'm not going to you for your goddamn death treatment. All right? I'm going to heal myself by stopping putting in the toxic chemical sludge in the name of food into my body, and I'm going to alkalize it. And I'm going to get this body hydrated. And I'm going to get my lymphatic system flooding and opening and excreting itself through my kidneys. I'm going to open the door to my kidneys. Why? Because kidney filtration is the holy grail of detoxification, people. It's what you're going for. That's what you're going for. When your kidneys open up and start to filter, all of everything that ails you will start dissipating, because everything that ails you has been when you go after just the symptom, let me cut her open, let's cut her open and take it out, and then give her chemotherapy pills to take every day to slowly kill her, which is what they were doing. I know the feeling, Amy. I know the feeling of I'm dying, because I was at my own hand, because it was me that was lifting up the Gleevec medication. Oh, a fast track drug as well. Fast track meaning they just need to get the signed, sealed, and approved stamp by the FDA, and they just don't even test for side effects. But the side effects that you do get ravage your body. I know what that feels like. For 5 years, I did it. For 5 years, I did it. It was in that 5-year period where I became very close to suicidal. I was thinking of how it could go down, how I would do it. What ways would I kill myself? Let's see. You know, I had that discussion in my head. And then when I found the perfect solution to not wanting to live anymore, because first of all, who would love me? I'm broken. I'm damaged goods. And I was looking for love in my life again, because I was single after a split from my husband, now ex-husband, after 30 years together. It was the right time. We both tapped out at the same time. Nobody's at fault. He's a great guy. He was here, he was enjoying my pizza, the first buckwheat pizza that I made. I think it was on Thursday. Oh yeah, he loved that. He was sitting eating with us in the kitchen here. I love my ex-husband. Amazing man. Father of my 2 beautiful children. What's not to love? Beautiful teacher. Meditates every day. Always been a very spiritual, spiritually driven soul. Love him. Michelle Bedard. I love you guys. I'm so devoted to you. I'm so devoted to myself. I'm so devoted to Mandy and Emoji King and Elaine. I'm so devoted to you guys. I'm devoted to myself. I'm devoted to the divine flowing through me. I can't believe the old me would never have been able to do this energy and output were it not for me just keeping myself open to the divine flowing. Who goes live 3 times a day? And an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening usually, and up to 4 hours in the middle of the day. Who the hell does that? I don't know. I just may be crazy. I like this kind of crazy. Lighting is nice. Okay, awesome. Yay. Yep. Listen, you know me, being on the man stage. I know that book all too well. That's what I started with, becoming supernatural. Absolutely. And you sent me the link. Thank you so much. I will share that link with the class in the Facebook group. So if you guys want that link on YouTube to the audiobook of Dr. Joe Dispenza on YouTube. Oh, I spilled cantaloupe juice on my... I guess I was bouncing too much with the straw being right there. Yes, and Sahar is a Dr. Joe Dispenza student as well. Enjoy. Good morning, beautiful people, says Sahar. Maddie says, I know, I hate not being on the lives. I finished 21 days today. Set out to do 60. Mandy, you're a third of the way there, baby. Third of the way there, baby. Third of the way there, baby. Yes, I'm so happy for you. Morning, noon, and night devotion to ourselves. Absolutely. That's okay, Emoji King. It's like, oh shoot, I turned on my texting notifications last night for some reason. I think one of the kids had left his keys at somebody else's house, so he was chilling out here and he was using my phone, and his phone was not with him. So he was using my phone to contact his friend, and I was like, okay, let me put the notifications on for when they texted back. My abs are getting ripped, are they? Nah, no, not my abs. I've got a long way before my abs get ripped. Well, not a long way, but thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling leaner. Oh, fiery this morning. Yes, girl, I love your passion. After seeing a 10-year-old die, I'm all fired up too. Hopo. How do you say that again? Hoponopono. Hoponopono, yeah. I'm aware. I'm aware that I do it. I just don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but I've looked into it internally, you know. I've done it. I understand how it feels when I say that to myself. And my darling friend Candy, and I miss you so much, Candy. I know you watch these. I know you're laying in bed with your covers pulled up like this going, what is Burns doing? My dear darling Candy led me through that when I was on the beginning part of this healing journey with the juicing, sitting outside on my sister's beautiful lake level deck with the lake, go check out in my YouTube. If you haven't seen my morning sunrise videos as yet on my YouTube channel, you're missing out. You're missing out. You need to go check that out at least once, because I did these like hour long, sometimes longer videos of the view from my sister, from where I lived at my sister's cottage. I sat down there, and Candy, my Candy girl, walked me through a beautiful hoponopono of saying that to myself over and over and over and over, and holding myself and loving myself and forgiving myself and thanking myself, like for about 20 minutes. And I was just bawling all the way through it. So much release, so much connection with my body, so much of an understanding of just coming back into balance with my own self, you know. Because when you realize what you've done to yourself, out of ignorance and social conditioning by our parents who meant so well. My parents wanted nothing more for their family than they were happy and healthy and safe. And they did an amazing job, but they didn't know what they were doing. Just like how I didn't know what I was doing in giving my children all that dairy, and then insisting that the doctors remove their tonsils. I didn't know. So, excuse me, in the same way, I didn't know what I was doing to my body, myself. So when you start this process and you start understanding and you start learning about it and you start going through your emotional and mental and spiritual detoxification and regeneration, because you can't just do that to the physical body and not expect the other bodies to follow. If you affect your most dense body in a really spiritual way, the densest body is the physical body. If you detox yourself physically, a natural occurrence when that happens is that you go through an emotional detox. Things start coming up. That's why we feel these emotions start coming up as part of the healing crisis. Remember you guys, when we did the healing crisis and the detox symptoms? That was in one of the earlier classes right here on YouTube. Just go check, scroll through. I'll try to make a playlist of just the morning classes, and just the long format classes, and just the evening classes. Okay. But we talked about the detox symptoms, and one of those series of symptoms was emotions coming up. You might feel more intense sadness or happiness or whatever, but you're going to feel your emotions more. That is because those emotions are repressed emotions a lot of the time. especially when they're the, you know, the emotions of sadness. And when you realize what you've done, you can you can feel really bad about yourself. The anger, the self, you can feel disempowered if you let yourself, right? Because, and then you think, well, okay, well, what am I going to eat after all this juicing? Like that's a sense of disempowered. You don't have any power. You're giving up. You're like, well, that's not going to work. Juicing, like that's stupid, Burns. Like he has cancer. I know, baby. I know. Me too. Probably you too. Probably everybody has some level of damaged cells in their body. You just don't know yet. How about we, instead of just freaking out and losing our shit and getting into that place of fear, and then allowing the doctor who does this as a career, you're just another number to him. He's just, even though he might be caring, I get it. There are a lot of doctors that care, but not enough to investigate what truly heals the body. They don't care that much. Okay, so let's just, you know, because they know how many of their patients die. They know how quickly they die. They know that it's inevitable. They know what their patients go through, and they don't stop and say, what other way could there be to help these people who I love dearly not suffer like this? You got to really kind of wonder. I know some doctors in my personal life that do that. They're all about a natural approach, but a lot of them have their hands tied behind their back, because if they come out openly, and the medical association who they're registered with, who allows them to practice medicine and put food on their table, they're going to shut them down if they start talking too much reality, too much truth. They lose their license over that shit. And their peers, not to mention the public shaming and slamming of their peers. We've seen this go on right now with what's happening. The amount of people that they don't do it anymore because they see the army behind me, and it's not an army. They see the legion of light workers behind me putting up these kind of content, these kind of comments, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to mess with that one, you know, because they see it. You know, whenever I watch Dr. Morse videos, he always says, you guys go look in the comments. You see all the comments. You see all the positivity, all the people healing their bodies. I love bringing this next level where I can literally show it on the screen in real time. These are comments. I'm not typing them in. These are comments that my juicy juicers are putting up here, because they're literally living this experience by doing it as they learn about how to detox the body. And that's why this is so very important. This is why I realize what I'm doing is so very important, right? Because where else can we see all of this community, right, Sam? Good morning, everyone, from Sam. Mandy says, you are a boss. Thank you so much. Who does that? Burns does that. I do that, right? Lizzie Lou says, how do you not have to pee every time you get on the rebounder? My bladder doesn't like that, all that bouncing. Okay, so that's a really good topic. If your bladder doesn't like all the bouncing, you just want to just gently, without, let me show you my feet, just gently, without moving, without lifting the balls of your feet off, you just bounce a little bit. Listen, Lizzie, I know exactly what's happening inside of you as you have a reduction in your bladder, in your, what's that called? Continence, bladder continence. It's a connective tissue issue. I love saying that, by the way. I don't love it that people experience it, but I do love saying it. It's a connective tissue issue. The connective tissue is that soft tissue that is within the body that connects things. You know, it's the ligaments, it's all the soft, your knee, right? Your knee has the ligaments that holds a kneecap in place, and it's that soft tissue. And when that breaks down, we see people having issues like hemorrhoids, because the hemorrhoid, the rectal wall and the anal, that whole coming down part of your body right before your poop comes out, that's called the anal wall, and the rectal wall, the rectum and the anus. It has these connective tissue bands that work together right? To keep those sphincters nice and tight and be able to loosen up properly when you're having a bowel movement, or vaginally, same thing, that vaginal connective tissue that surrounds all of the opening, all of our valves, right? When that connective tissue is no longer strong and supple, we cannot hold our pee in. We walk, we sneeze, we pee. Very common after surgery. Oh my God, it took me quite a while to heal that part, because every time I had surgery, so I've had two open abdominal surgery, plus I've had other surgery. You know, I had my boobs done, I had a tummy tuck after the onslaught of the kids. Like that was like, oh yeah, that was for real. So every time you have surgery, you have to have a catheter put in through your urethra into your bladder to drain the urine out of your bladder. And every single time after surgery, oh boy, if I had to pee, I had to pee like right now. There was no, oh, let me just hold this for a minute. No, as soon as I felt that urge to pee, it would be like, if I didn't make it to the bathroom literally in 5 seconds, and oftentimes I would be like running to the bathroom, like, wait. And many times I peed myself a little bit on the way. That's some of the damage, because the connective tissue around your urethra and the opening to the outside of the body of that urethra, and all of it is all connected and controlled by the sphincter at the top of the bladder before it comes down through that tube. That is what is wanting to not hold tight. So you can do some different things for that. Okay, you can do Kegel exercises. Every time you're driving or at a stoplight, or just when you think about it, when you're washing dishes, when you're listening to a song, whatever, tighten up your pelvic floor, like as if you're trying to not go pee, because you're like, you lift up your pelvic floor, and your pelvic floor goes from your rectum right up to the front of your lower pelvic area, right? But it's a whole cradle that cradles all inside. It's a whole muscle cradle that goes from here all the way back here, and it cradles and it holds up. This is a very common thing as we get older. Why? Because our connective tissue is breaking down. Now, why is your connective tissue breaking down? Because you have a parathyroid weakness. Your parathyroid controls calcium utilization and connective tissue issues. When you strengthen and you heal the parathyroid gland, and you do that with fruits, melons, and berries, baby, fruits, melons, and berries, getting the acid out that is depleting and damaging the parathyroid gland, the pituitary gland that controls. It's a thing. I just love it. It gets very sciencey and very geeky up in here sometimes, and then sometimes very spiritual and very soulful and very funny sometimes. Oh my God, did you guys see my class yesterday's noon class? Was hilarious. From the first sentence out of my mouth, oh my God, you got to go check it out. It's in the YouTube channel. Go check it out. So if you can heal your connective tissue gland, the gland responsible for that, you're going to heal things like hernias, hemorrhoids, anything related to vaginitis, vaginismus, I think it's called, anything bladder continence related, rectal continence, because some people have a hard time not being able to, like I said to my girlfriend the other day, Danielle, she's not on Facebook anymore. Oh my God, Danielle, I so miss you. You know Danielle Love. She's been one of the beautiful souls that I've highlighted. She was my first detox specialist client. And I was telling her something like, oh my God, I had to go to the bathroom like so badly. And the damn people wouldn't let me in the store because I won't wear a mask. The only time it's ever happened. And I had to drive all the way home. It was like 20 minutes away, and I really had to go for a poop. She was like, you can hold a poo? How do you hold a poo? When I have to go, it's like, if I'm not right at a bathroom, it's like I'm having an accident. And I said, you might need to work on your parathyroid gland then, because you should be able to not evacuate your bowels by will, if necessary. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to make it to the bathroom. What if you're in a traffic jam? You're just going to poop your pants? Work on your connective tissue issue. Kathy says, I'm about halfway through that book. It's awesome. Oh, the Dr. Joe Dispenza book? Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I was going to say no sweating for the for the watermelon bunny. Too late. Okay, we start over. Look, we love you so much. Emoji King says, I love me and you too. Oh yeah, my abs. I don't know if my abs are getting ripped, but whatever. It's the lighting. Mandy says, yep, the only good doctor I've ever had was suspended for a year for telling patients to heal with food. That's why they don't do it, because they're aware. They've been very heavily briefed, okay? If you think a doctor has not been briefed on what he can and cannot do with this medical license, and if you think that what he can and cannot do is extremely stringently regulated by big pharma, who funds all of this, everything that we got going on here. They fund our food, they fund our medicine, they fund all the advertising. It's all sinister, y'all. Wake up. I can say it. Nobody's watching me yet. I'm nobody. Like, I'm a nobody. I don't care. I'm going to wake people up, whatever it takes. And sometimes that means telling the truth. Truth tellers have always been prosecuted. Truth tellers have always been fired, suspended. Truth tellers have always been burnt at the stake, right, for telling the truth. And we don't fucking care, because we came here to tell the truth. When you realize that's your purpose, and when you realize that your purpose is to help people out of their darkness, because you're a light bearer, you're a light worker on this planet, I can't help it. I'm not going to just stand by and say, well, we're just going to talk about food. And, we're not going to talk about, doesn't matter what your views on. It does matter what your views on things are. It absolutely does. You can't just pretend you're just operating in a bubble. I mean, I like to live in a bubble. I honestly do. I live in my own little happy bubble, and I don't wear a mask anywhere I go. And I don't, generally speaking, 99.99% of the time, never have a problem with it. I smile, I'm gregarious, I'm vivacious when I go out. So people are completely disarmed immediately. I'm not walking in there with an attitude like, I'm going to breathe on somebody. Who am I going to breathe on? No, I walk in there, hi, how are you? Oh my God, what smells so good in here? I want some of that. How you doing? Are you having a good day? That's how I bounce around the store. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. Because I'm here to spread truth. And truth also requires me not to wear a mask, because that is the truth that I live by. The truth that in reality, that mask is just a means to control people. That's just another way to take away some more of their freedoms for when the really big hit comes. This whole thing, it ain't even started yet, you guys. It's just getting started. So, like I said in yesterday's bounce class, you want to go into the future in your best vehicle, right? You know, winter's coming. You're going to put your winter tires on. You're going to get ready, right? You're going to get your oil change. You're going to get your engine work done. You're going to prepare. You're getting ready for the winter, baby, because the winter is going to be harsh months, right? You got to prepare your vehicle for that. In the same way, we have to prepare this vehicle for what is coming down the road. We can already see it on a global level. Open your eyes, ask, why is this happening globally? It has nothing to do with your health. If this had anything to do with your health, you would not see any of the crap that is littering our grocery stores, which is literally, I'm going to be generous and say 80% of the crap in the stuff in the grocery store is absolutely for your demise and destruction. 100%. And they know. They don't care. They get you addicted to the junk food. They get you addicted to the doctors, addicted to the medicine, addicted to the fear, addicted to the mask. Like, come on, guys. We know better, though. Over here, we know better. We know better, which is great. We're not afraid. We know. We know that the reason why they don't want us to congregate in more than 6 or 10 or 2 or whatever, they want to put a number up there so that they can feel like they have all this power and control. We know that that's just so that these kind of conversations don't happen. That's just because these conversations will not happen unless you all come together. Maybe you have a couple of drinks. Maybe the fear of, oh my God, what, I wonder if she thinks like I think about the whole muzzle situation. You know, that's how you walk into the party, and then you have a couple of drinks, and then you really start talking. You start taking off these damn muzzles. And then people start really, really getting honest about how retarded this all is. And we start waking up more people. And we start saying, I ain't having any of that. I'm not having any of it. I'm not having any of it. I know that there are more, every time you watch any video on YouTube that's talking about something like this. Thank you, Janita. You watch any YouTube video about this kind of topic, about anything that's really going on in the world, that is like the elections and who really won, you read the comments, man. There are more people that are woke than you think. And just because you're out there and you're seeing 99 you're not seeing anybody bold enough like me without a mask. Because legit, I'm the only one I ever see. In the beginning, there were a couple people who were like, I'm not. And then now, nobody, everybody in the mask. Everybody. Not me. Because I believe that my compliance is my consent. And I'm not consenting to any of this shit. No. So what we need to do, under the awareness that what we are embarking on, these future times that are ahead of us, we don't know what's going to happen. But I can tell you what, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, you guys. I live in a bubble, a happiness bubble, but I'm very aware of what this all means for us. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know why? Because the light always prevails. The light always prevails. Always. But that darkness has to come up. This darkness on the planet right now has to come up, just like it has to come up in your physical detox. This has to come up and be purged out like a puke. This planet has to be puked free of all of the evil that is here. This kind of evil that's running this big pharma situation and cutting us open and taking our body parts out. This chemotherapy poisoning people, convincing people, imagine this. They've been able to convince us, me at one time included, that lining up for their dose of death, these doctor deaths, that was going to save you. That's how in fear we are. That's how afraid they have us feeling. So afraid that we will line up and willingly put their 3 pH acid poison that you willingly give your arm to, that is literally instantly destroying you. And you're already acidic going in. That's why you have the dead cells in the first place. It's just dead cells. Just bring more life into your body, bring more oxygen into your body, bring all the oxygen that you can possibly get into your body. No cutting it off with a mask. And if you think that your oxygen levels are the same, well, you're just buying a bunch of bullshit, because you know how you feel in a mask after a few minutes. It's like, no one's looking. Okay, someone's coming. Oh. Get over it. Stop it. Stop it. These doctors, they don't know. They don't know what they're doing, some of them. And the ones that do are very evil. And the ones that are not evil get suspended, like Mandy was just pointing out here. Hey, Sam. Sam says, I notice I have more congestion every morning. I'm filtering daily. It's such a wonderful feeling. Loose bowels is going away. Also more energy. Oh my God, Sam, that's amazing. Congratulations, babe. You're doing it. Yep, same thing like Dr. Sebi. They didn't like him telling the truth. So what did they do? That Nipsey Hussle for telling Sabi's truth. You see, connective tissue issue, connective tissue issue, connective tissue issue. Okay, this is addictive. It is, right? And Elaine says, yep, this is why I'm working from home. No way I was going to wear a mask all day. Same thing with my ex-husband. He loves it. He loves it. He's like, man, I love it. I wake up in the morning. I take my dog for a walk. I come back. I do my meditation. I open up my computer. I teach for 3 hours and I'm done. And I love what I teach. And I love the kids. And I love not having to deal with any of the bullshit at school. The politics, that's a big reason why I was like, okay, I'm retiring from teaching. I'm over these politics, and my bikini design business is about to take off. And boy, did I have a download about that. And that was true too. I've learned to trust these intuition hits that I get. You guys have to be open to learning to trust your intuition hits that you get. I knew my bikini design business was about to be extremely successful before it happened. I called it down to and within 3 months, that was amazing. Emoji King says, to affect the quality of the day, that's the highest of arts. Thorough, yeah. And yeah, I love it as well. Elaine is a beautiful teacher here in Ontario as well. Same, I hate the politics, so over it. Oh my goodness. Wow. I have a request. I'm always at a loss as to how to title these videos for YouTube. And we touch on such beautiful topics throughout the video. So if one of these beautiful people who are here, all of you guys are students in our classes, if one of you wouldn't mind writing out the kind of the main, like two or three main topics that I downloaded here for you today, that would be awesome. I would love to do it, but I don't like re-listening to myself too much because I've given that information. I've downloaded that wisdom. That's for you guys now, and I'm on to downloading more streams of thought, new streams of consciousness for you all the time. If anybody doesn't mind that, it would help me because I'm always at a loss as to what to title each of these videos, because I don't know what's coming in the download. I don't start out with a plan of what I'm going to talk about. I just blocks, literally like how Esther Hicks does it with Abraham, and which is kind of cool because I'm aware that that's what's happening. I just stream. I don't remember. I literally can't go back right now after I upload this and say, okay, we talked about. I don't remember. It's not coming out of my brain. Do you understand what I'm saying? The words are coming out of my mouth, but it's not, you know what I mean? So if anybody doesn't mind doing that and just PM it to me, that would be great. And I can properly title this video to outline kind of the stuff that we touched on. Would anybody mind doing that? Mandy asks, have you noticed changes in your filtration since starting the rebounding? Well, I did test my pre and post rebounding urine in the first one that I did, I believe, and it came down to the right level where it should be at in the 6s. It started in the 8s, I think, before rebounding. I don't think so, Mandy. I don't know. I don't put too much thought. Here's the thing. I test my urine every day. I look at it. I take note of it, meaning I pee in a bottle every day. I look at it, I take note of it, I'm amazed by it. I put it on the side there. I come back, later on in the day and I look in to see how much filtration's in it. And I'm amazed. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, that's so cool. And then I forget about it. I don't overanalyze it in my head. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's what your body's doing now. Cool. Because I know what I'm putting into my body is exactly what needs to happen. And my body's going to filter as much or as little as it's going to do in that moment. I'm out of the mental gymnastics about over analyzing things, which sounds funny because I talk a lot, which seems like a lot of analyzing. It's not. It's just awarenesses that are dropping in. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Amy says, me too. When I go out, only my smiling face and my smile. Yes, girl. Love ya. That's how we do it. We're not afraid of each other. And look at how many people, I cannot tell you how many people come here, whether it's for an in-person one-on-one coaching session or a gang of a bunch of the class members, Amy, Kim, and her daughter, Victoria, all of my kids' friends. Brookie's mom came over yesterday. It was awesome having her here. And nobody wearing a mask, everybody hugging each other like normal. Every single friend, my Jackie, where I get my beautiful toques, my hats, crocheted. Nobody's wearing masks. Everybody's hugging each other like we always do and always have and always will. This thing is like, don't be sitting out there, you guys, who know what's up and think that you're in a minority. We are not the minority. They just want us to think we're the minority. That's why they're enforcing this, right? So that everybody thinks that everybody behind their mask is buying into this shit. They're just in fear and don't know that their rights are being violated and that they can take back their rights by not complying. I haven't been harassed. I haven't been arrested. Okay, when that day comes, if that day comes to where I live, okay, I'll fucking put a mask on. God damn it, because I need to go and get some fruit. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, if that's what it comes to, and okay, but it ain't there yet, guys, and it's probably not like that where you are. You probably are under this illusion that this is like a real thing and that you don't have your rights as well. And especially where I live, the bylaw has an exemption to it. There's a bylaw exemption, dude, that says that if you are under 5, have a medical condition, or are unable to yourself put your mask on or off, you are exempt from wearing the mask. And if you look at the instructions to store owners on the same government websites that put these bylaws in place, it literally says that for every single city in Ontario and probably Canada, probably where you live, but it says, and the same thing in England. I was just listening to Carl Vernon on YouTube. I love him. British guy. Go check him out. Carl Vernon, VERNON, CARL. And he's like, in Britain, I would love for some of my Brits here to tell me, what's the lockdown like over there? This big lockdown that Europe is in, where you're not allowed to leave your house. People are out in the streets. The only thing that it is that businesses can't open. Businesses shut down. But people ain't buying this. Stop thinking that you don't have any rights. The bylaw exemption, the bylaw instructions to every store owner is that they are not to enforce this, that if there's an issue that you think needs to be handled, call the bylaw office. They'll send an officer. Yeah, good luck waiting for that. I'll be in and out of your store before that. Of course, some store owners can say, yeah, well, our store policy is that. Okay, fine, I'll go spend my money elsewhere. But it's only happened but twice to me. Everywhere I go, I'm greeted. Sometimes I'm asked, do you want a mask? And I'm like, thank you so much. No, I'm medically exempt. Because I am. Well, not only do I have cancer, which I think medically exempts me because I need all my oxygen, I'm in a physical body that medically exempts me from breathing in my own carbon dioxide, which is a byproduct of complex carbohydrate digestion. It's supposed to be excreted from your body for a reason. I won't re-inhale my carbon dioxide any more than I'm gonna drink my piss or my urine, sorry to be crass, or eat my poop. These are all things that my body, or lick my sweat off my body. These are all things that my body is excreting as byproducts that are no longer required in my body, and furthermore are acid in nature. So I'm not going to reabsorb and rebreathe in acidic carbon dioxide. It's just not going to happen. If it's not meant for my body, thereby, because I'm excreting it, if my body needed it, it would not push it out. You understand what I'm saying, right? That makes sense, right? So I'm not going to inhale it, because that can't be good for me, right? If the divine realized and knew that, hey, this needs to come out by way of your lungs. Exhale this, it's no longer needed, including bacteria and other foreign protein and other crap. Why would I breathe that back in? Don't breathe that back in. Not only that, your body requires sufficient oxygen and simple sugar. Oxygen is the first ingredient to produce an energy cycle within your body. You starve the oxygen to your cells, what is going to happen? Exactly. The cells are going to die. You think these people, do you think these evil people, these evil energies, these evil entities behind all of this don't know this? Of course they do. They're just experimenting with how many people can we create in their already acidic bodies, because we're pumping all the McDonald's commercials, and every store has to be lined with poison on the aisles going out that I used to love consuming, by the way. You think they don't know they're poisoning you, an already acidic body, to put all these people, these old people in wheelchairs wearing a mask? Honey, oh my God. And Jackie says, yep, yes, that's what I love to hear. Yep, exactly. Live in freedom, not fear. They're taking away your freedom because they have you in fear. You should be free to breathe all the oxygen that you want. That shouldn't cost money. That shouldn't be something special reserved for just some people. That should be for everybody, because you came in a physical body that requires oxygen to stay alive and to not have damaged tissue and to create proper energy cycles in the body. Wake up, wakey, 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 wakey. I wear the frigging mask only to pick up pharmaceuticals for my father-in-law, but that's okay. Oh yeah, I put one on going into the bank. That was fun because, cops was there. Wear something loose then, honey, please. All right, don't wear a mask. Wear a bandana like a bandit that has all that nice open air coming in here, because that's okay to wear, because that's just gonna be another sign and symbol that you are complying. They're just looking at how many people can we force into whatever shit we want them to. Oh my God. Yes, I got a rebounder. I love it so. Oh my goodness. Awesome. Hi, Jennifer. Topics are getting out of our own way, not buying into cancer myth. What causes bladder weakness? The virus. I will not put the virus in the title though. Thank you. I just took a screenshot of that. Thank you, babe. I think most people are now afraid to talk to me without a mask. That's okay. You don't need to talk to me. I have not found that though. I keep my distance. Most people love talking to me. And those that don't need to talk to me. I don't need to talk to them. That was from Amy. But yeah, people are in fear, man. People are in fear. Oh, second lockdown, second wave coming. No, it's the flu season, darling. No, it's not a second wave. No, honey. No, it's not. It's the flu season. It's the flu season because when it gets cold out, that is an alkalizing experience to the body, and the body naturally goes into its detox. Even though you're not juicing, it's naturally going to say, yeah, you got a lot of shit inside of you. Let's get some of this out. Let's give this one a fever. Let's give you some diarrhea. Let's give you some vomiting even. Let's get this shit out any way we can. Oh yeah, pneumonia, that's a great way to get stuff out, because that's a great way to push mucus. All that mucus that you drank all your life. I mean milk. Yeah, I mean mucus. All that mucus. Every time you pick up a glass or lick an ice cream cone, I want you to imagine that you're licking a big pile, a big ball of snot. Because that's what it is. You're lining up for your mucus when you see people lined up like that. Lined up to get their ice cream. I'm sorry, Kelly. I know your family owns an ice cream store, but it's like you're serving snot. That's what it is. Let's just call it like it is. Let's just get our heads out of the sand. Like that post I wrote on Friday about, I could either do one of two things. I could keep my head in the sand, or I could go for surgery. I chose going for surgery, but I also kept my head in the sand because I kept believing that they knew what they were talking, that they knew anything about how to heal me. They did not know anything about how to heal me. They flat out told me, we don't know what causes this cancer. We don't know what medicine to give you. We don't know what else to do. We don't know anything. But most importantly, we don't know what causes this. But we'll cut it out of you and we'll pump you full of chemotherapy. And I, like a fool, said, okay, I guess that's all I could do. I like that one. Me Without a Mask. Great title for a book. Yeah. I love Carl Vernon too. I'm going to get one of his t-shirts. It's a sheep. It's just an outline of a sheep wearing a mask. It's genius. I'm going to get that. I need to get that t-shirt. Jackie says, I live in LA and am harassed constantly. Lots of fear here. Well, I want to propose that you stay in your bubble. If people harass you, say, thank you for loving me. But I really do believe this, that it's the energy that we are walking around with. If we have any wobbly energy on it, people are going to pick up on that, and they're going to be, it's like a bully, right? Bullies know who has wobbly vibration inside of them as kids. Bullies know the kids that feel insecure, right? It's no different when they grow up. Those are just bullies, and they're just honing in on you because they can tell that you're not wearing a mask, but you got some level of vibration somewhere within you, even though you may not be aware of it, but you have some little vibration within you that is like, I'm kind of nervous about not wearing a mask here because I'm anticipating that I'm going to get somebody's going to harass me, like, because you've had the experience. I've had literally 3 people that have had a reaction with me with the mask. I've had a lot of dirty looks, but I've only had 3 people that have said anything. One woman who was about 300 pounds overweight. I kid you not. God bless her. I hope she gets some relief. Saw me in a gas station once. That time that we broke down, if any of you saw that camping experience, we broke down in the middle of butt fuck nowhere, 3 hours away from home in our camper. Our truck died. Went into the bathroom there. We had to camp out overnight in the Circle K parking lot, and went in to brush my teeth the next day into the bathroom there, even though I could have done that in Glenda, but running water, you know. And the woman was filling up one of those jug-a-liter gigantico pop thingies. And she said, you need to be wearing a mask. And I said, oh my God, do I? I had no idea. Thank you so much for letting me know. And she gave me the dirtiest look. And I said to her, you might want to be more worried about the crap that you're putting in your body with all of that pop than me over here not wearing a mask. Yeah, well, maybe. And then she sulked away with her pop. There was that one. So maybe I helped open some eyes with that one. Another guy in Walmart one day, you need to be wearing your mask. I said, oh my God, really? Thank you so much. I had no idea. And then the other one was what was the other one? I don't remember. It's not relevant. My point is, how do you handle it? How do you handle it? There's a lot of fear where I live too. How do you handle it? I wonder how often the pulse oximeter is used on people, not just as a temperature check for setting a standard. You mean that thing that they point at your forehead to take your temperature? The pulse oximeter, I don't know what that is. But I imagine that you're talking about the gun that they point, the temperature gun that they point at your head. Why do you think they're doing that, guys? They're trying to get you programmed and used to this being something that you should expect to experience. Wake up. And they're pointing it right at your third eye, your first eye. Wake up. What are they programming you to be watching as acceptable behavior? I see that when I go to the Apple store. When I go to the Apple store for something, because I've had to upgrade some tech stuff, and I see them do that, I say, I back up and I give them my wrist, because you can get the same, actually more accurate temperature doing it here. Yes, Jackie, exactly. Right? Okay, see you, babe. Have a good day at work. The bylaw says if mask wearing affects you psychologically, you are exempt. They've upgraded the bylaw to say that. Last time I checked, at the beginning of all this mask bylaw shit, I was made aware by one of my friends who works at the Village Juicery that, and you don't have to give a reason for your exemption. That's against Human Rights Code. Yeah, and Elaine says, I don't let them put that on my forehead. Wrist instead, if at all. Yep, you just said it. Yep. I know, baby. Jackie says, oh, I do. I send so much love to people and they stay very calm. What a practice, right? It's just an opportunity to practice magnanimity. Is that what it's called? Hello.
Hello.
He's going through there to get out to there. Right? So, well, in Australia, they're telling us that shockingly the flu has been at the lowest rates or just past winter ever. Lowest rates this past winter. Geez, I wonder why. Maybe because the flu is everybody being diagnosed as COVID. No shit. No shit. Emoji King says, my mask is a bandana. Good. I have several assorted colors. Rainbow color bandana. Okay, good. But I still, you know, what are you consenting to? Vibrationally as well, right? Not just externally, but what are you vibrationally consenting to when you continue to mask it up? You know, what are you vibrationally consenting to? Magnanimity is correct. Yes, you got to be magnanimous with this, right? All right, guys, it's been such a beautiful class this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm excited to come back at noon. I have to catch up on the oranges in my fridge, you guys. So I think we're going to do a class on cutting oranges and chatting about just you know, downloading beautiful streams of information and shooting the breeze and hanging out in the kitchen while maybe you cut your oranges, or I don't know, whatever. I'm going to be back at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, beautiful. And thank you all of you beautiful people for tuning in. I love you so much. And I'll see you at noon, okay?